Hello, everyone. It's Debbie Chen with Only the Essentials for You. And we ain't got time for fluff and stuff. Anybody feeling me on this one? Yeah, just the essentials. We're over 40. We don't have time for fluff. Just the important stuff, right? Just the essentials, only the essentials. And that's what we sit here and talk about with you. So do you like the topic that we're going to talk about today? Comment below for sure. Let me know what you think and tell me what's your favorite of the 4 foods that we're going to talk about that actually help with boosting your mood. So does anybody kind of struggle as we go into the winter time and change of seasons? Right now we've been experiencing that amazing full moon. Does anybody kind of get a little wonky, I wouldn't say imbalanced. That's not the word. But maybe just not feeling quite right. I don't know about you guys. I was feeling a little wonky today. And I know I wasn't eating quite at the intervals that I normally do and eat the high protein snacks and so forth that I normally do. And actually, by the way, quick side note on that is, especially as we're women over 40, we've had our kids, everything else. On the other side, we really want to make sure that we focus on eating in such a way that we're balancing our hormones. Very importantly, we're balancing also our blood sugar and obviously and fueling our body's needs. And so that's always making sure that protein is the center of every meal. And then for your meals, pick either carbs. Yes, carbs are super important. I don't care what they say. There's enough evidence that we must have carbs, especially for women. That balances our hormones. Who wants to be balanced? And your husband say, amen. Right? So that with your protein-focused meal, that you either pick carbs as your fuel, or fats as your fuels. And yes, fats are also brain foods. So that's actually, you know what? That's a topic for another day. So for today, I know you guys are tuning in because you want to learn a little bit more about mood-boosting foods. So I'm going to share the top 4. Where's my camera? There it is. Top 4 mood-enhancing foods. And this is not necessarily in order of priority, I guess. But basically, what happens when we have a poor mood and when we're just feeling down? Well, that actually weakens our immune system. Our emotions and our immune system are very tightly tied together. Then it also affects if we're trying to get our body to heal and function properly. Side benefit of that being a weight loss. Also, tension headaches. Yeah, not just the change of seasons, but it can also be that we're not watching the fuel that we're putting in. Anybody kind of feel like bloated and just feeling really yucky? And that maybe can be from eating too many processed foods and maybe too many of the wrong carbs, all the processed, fatty, salty stuff. So it's really crucial that we have super high nutrients, because that actually helps our brain to produce neurotransmitters. And guess what happens? That actually gives us like a natural high, a natural woo. So who's with me? Who wants to, have a little bit of little bit more pep in the step? Okay, and even I know as we're going into winter, so I'm going to refer to some foods that are readily available and some that might start going out of season soon. But that's why we have a freezer, right? So one of the other things is we can actually fight not just mood issues, but even depression with our nutrition. So the top 4, okay, you've been patiently waiting. So again, this is not in order of significance, but just these are 4 significant foods that should be part of your daily dietary lifestyle. So number 1, okay, this is super easy for those of us living in California. Avocados. Okay, when I was a kid, I grew up next to a whole bunch of avocado trees, and our neighbor always was giving them to my mom. And I used to think like that was the most yucky stuff in the world. I would never eat it until I was like an older teenager, went to a friend's house. They had this green stuff in a bowl. Hey, Susan, good to see you. had green stuff in a bowl, and they said, "Oh, just try it." And I tried it. I'm like, oh, the clouds parted, the light came down. Susan, I don't know, do you like avocados? Oh my gosh, I'm like, where was this been all my life? Well, anyway, so avocados. We know it's a really good healthy fat. It's yummy, and it's a hormone balancer. Who knew, right? Okay, so number 2, again, not necessarily in order of priority or significance, but number 2, it's really important, and we've heard about this, but we maybe didn't know why, is raw nuts. I don't know. Hey, Marcia, good to see you. Now, do you ladies, do you put raw nuts, or do you have it like on hand in your purse or whatever, or munch on them throughout the day? Because they are super packed with serotonin. Isn't that interesting? Hey. And antioxidants and healthy fats. And because they're very fibrous, they're a nice quick snack that kind of fills you up until your next meal. And remember, try to keep your meals no more than 3 to 4 hours apart. Super important. So we've got our avocados, we've got our raw nuts, and yes, there are certain nuts that are a little bit higher in fat, but if that's the fuel you need right at that point in time, go for it. And number 3 is salmon. Okay, so if you guys were on a deserted island and stuck there, like, what's the number 1 food that you'd want to have with you? Just comment below. I mean, it might be pizza, sushi, kimchi. I don't know. Okay, for me, salmon. Yes, I think I was meant to live up in the Northwest or something. I just can eat salmon in any shape and form. And that's the funny part, and that's actually what brought up this topic tonight, was I was craving it in the worst way. And I knew it's like my body really needs something. And sure enough, I had a whole mess of it, and my tummy was very happy. And then I happened to run across an article about salmon being a mood enhancer. And guess what? It has double the amount of B12 that we can find in our normal foods. You can get B12, I think, through broccoli, definitely through beef, but I'm not a beef eater. And also with that double B12, also, by the way, very important for our guys. B12, super important. It also brings down or decreases the possibility of your body kind of going into depression. So yum. And then the last one I was going to mention, and this is one of the ones that are a bit more seasonal, are strawberries. Basically, any berries we know are packed with vitamin A and vitamin C. Excuse me. But strawberries also are packed with a lot of manganese. And guess what those are good for? They're not just lovely berries we throw in our yogurt and all that good stuff, but it's actually really helps to prevent brain degeneration. So it's literal brain food, right? So anyway, just wanted to share these little tips, and especially as we're making the transition into winter, and we're putting on our winter coat, so to speak, though in Southern California that's a little relative. But these are important foods, just thought would be important. Hey, Lisa, and Lisa, I don't know, do you have avocado trees? I couldn't remember. But anyway, so if you missed the first part, catch the beginning again. We'll catch you on the replay. But thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Thanks for checking in. And again, comment below. Which is your favorite? Avocados, raw nuts, salmon, or strawberries? It'll be kind of fun to maybe take a little poll. So anyway, thanks for joining, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.